Okay, so now we are talking about the two Macross Frontier movies, The False Songstress and Wings of Goodbye. And as far as I can tell, pretty much the same crew is back on this one. This time Shoji Kawamori is the solo director on the films, and he co-wrote the screenplays with Hiroyuki Yoshino. Yoko Kanno returns to compose the music. Junya Ishigaki and Takeshi Takakura provide the mechanical designs, with Kawamori doing the main Valkyrie work, of course. So like I said, the gang's all here. Now with The False Songstress, apart from some differences, the first half of this movie plays kind of like the first several episodes of the TV series, but the second half is where things become really different. So, unless when necessary, I'm just going to be doing a quick summary of certain parts that are familiar. Okay? Let's get started. The False Songstress begins with Alto just floating about and musing about things.
宇宙には上も下もない。いつまでも浮かんでいられる。だけど俺は飛びたいと思っていた。たとえ落ちてもいい。本当の空を。
Okay, now this introduction right here reiterates the background as to why Frontier is going out the way it did, blah blah blah, same as the TV series. But I like the approach to Frontier. It's visually more appealing than in the TV show. Cheryl arrives once again with Grace looking for a specific target.
ずいぶんクラシックな街なのね。もしここにもターゲットが見つからなければ、あなたは。私はシェリルよ。シェリルノームはいつでもどんな時でも全力で歌うだけ。
Now, in these movies, Alto and Ranka already know each other from the beginning, and she's already friends with Alto's friends, you know, Luca, Michael, everybody else. And it is from Alto that she gets her ticket to Cheryl's concert. Also, I can't believe I never mentioned this in the TV series, but the city is clearly modeled on San Francisco, kind of like the main city on Eden was in Macross Plus, but the one on Frontier comes with its own Alcatraz. We'll see more of that in the second movie. And for this group, one of the perks of being friends with Ranka is that she brings them free food, or at least food at a reduced price. Okay, we're at the concert now, and before it begins, there's a typo. Try to find it.
2009, Sharon Apple, 2040, Fire Bomber, 2045.
Yeah, I didn't know there was an idol in Macross called Shallon Apple. Oh, and screw Fire Bomber. They suck. We have the opening number, and it's really cool. The movie's clearly had a bigger budget, and the animation's better too. And like in the TV series, we see the fighters take off as the concert goes on. Ooh, this guy is so dead. Word to the wise, never bring a picture of your family when you're going on a dangerous mission. It never ends well. That makes you an automatic red shirt.
Alright men, this is a dangerous mission, and it's likely one of us will be killed. The landing party will consist of myself, Mr. Spock, Dr. McCoy, and Ensign Ricky. Ah, crap.
And as usual, the UN gets picked off pretty easily until the SMS arrives. While Alto and company are doing the acrobatics, Cheryl pulls a pretty dangerous stunt.
Thank you. 2番機のフォロー。ふざけるな。もし俺があと一歩遅かったら、お前だけじゃなく観客だって。
私はもっとスリリングに歌いたいだけ。リハで俺たちを見くびるなって言ってたじゃない。私はちゃんとあなたがどれだけ飛べるか見極めたつもりよ。
ガスジェットクラスター。
アマチュアなんかに命を預けるわけないでしょ。
We see the Vajra approach Frontier in a similar way that we saw in the TV series. The concert gets cancelled and people are moved to shelters. Now, another main difference from the TV series is that Cheryl is with Alto and Ranka as the Vajra approach in the city, you know, with the big one and such. We see the red shirt, you know, Gilliam getting killed, Alto taking control of the YF-25, Ranka remembering bad things. After Azuma thinks he has taken care of the Vajra, he gets injured when it wakes up again, headless. And it is Michael that finally kills it. Another difference here is that Beretta Stern shows up much sooner than in the TV series, and this time he's Cheryl's bodyguard.
右肩と左足、計7カ所に打撲。
やめて！私の体を勝手にスキャンしないでって！
グレイス女子がお待ちです。騒ぎに巻き込まれる前に帰還しましょう。
The President and Leon talk, and it is here that we get some implications of unsavory behavior on the part of the Galaxy fleet.
どうにもタイミングが良すぎるとは思わないか。
シェリルノームの来館に合わせたギャラクシーの策謀と
バジュラの調査だけでなく、その線でも調査を進めてくれ。
While Cheryl is bathing, she finds she is missing an earring. And this scene is different because we have blatant fan service of her in the bathtub, only with no full nudity. Dang it. Instead of her rummaging through her stuff like in the TV show. We have some similar scenes from the TV series where Alto learns that his friends in Ozma are in the SMS, he learns of Ranka's amnesia and about the 117th Fleet. Oh wait, that comes later, never mind. And he's given time to choose whether or not he wants to join. Funerals are held, and he even meets Ranka on the hill where she remembers her song, gives her advice, similar to the TV show. But it's here where we see some more significant departures. Ranka sings the song Aimo, but it seems that Cheryl knows it too.
愛も寝てるし
俺は飛ぶ。それがたとえ戦いの空だとしても。
ぬえやこの子前は優しい緑の子
こんなサービスめったにしないんだから。名前は？
ランカリーです。
どうしてあなた愛も歌えるの？
愛も
What the hell kind of phone is that?
今いいとこだったのに私のショータイムだってじゃ急ぐんで続きはまた今度ね
Oh, this is the thing I like in the movies. When Alto joins SMS, he gets a bit of a hazing. Oh, and here's a scene I never showed from the TV series. When Michael puts Alto through the flight simulator, Michael basically puts the settings on Ultra Nightmare.
25回目の撃墜貴様敵の難易度上げやがったなランカちゃん泣かせたら隊長も俺も黙っちゃいないぜ
Other moments that are replayed are Cheryl meeting up with Alto to find the earring, Ozma hurting Ranka's feelings, she runs off, and Ozma has Michael follow her, and Alto and Cheryl's date in the city. But the difference here is that when Alto and Cheryl go to the Zentradi farming area place, they hang out there on the fastest segways I've ever seen, which they trash by falling off a cliff, leading, of course, Alto to help Cheryl.
お前ろくに自然物のない船から来たんだろまだここの細菌に免疫ができていないだから一応な
ずいぶん用意がいいのね
これはこの間の訓練の時に
軍人さんなんだ
俺は軍は嫌いだ何でも命令に従えってのは性に合わない
民間軍事会社ってわけか
知ってんのか
金さえもらえばどんな危険でも犯すってあれでしょ
Scenes of their relationship growing, I really like. Very much like Do You Remember Love, apart from being a truncated version of the TV series, is that these movies will focus mostly on the love triangle, namely Alto, Ranka, and Cheryl, as if there were any others. But I have to admit, one advantage these movies do have is that they're able to focus on more characters than Do You Remember Love did, mostly because there's 2 movies instead of 1. Duh. I gotta admit, I'm not quite used to the way Cheryl sings Aimo. I don't think it's bad or anything like that, but I'm just so used to hearing Ranka sing it, that when I hear Cheryl do it in a different method, I'm no expert on music, just bear with me here, that it just sounds weird to me. Yeah, I know that's petty, but it is what it is.
私の亡くなった母がいつも歌っていた歌なのおばあちゃんがどこかの惑星で聞いた運命的な歌なんだって
じゃあなんでランカが
知らないわだって私も初めてよこの広い銀河の中愛も歌える子
まさか11年前の事件と
事件
いやなんでもない
We also have Beretta following Ranka and Michael, with Grace observing. We have a scene of Leon explaining what the Vajra are in a similar scene to the TV show, but with a twist. Sorry, I won't do that again.
さらに驚くべきことには脳と呼ばれる部分があまりにも小さい何者かによって操られているものと推定されますもしこのバジュギャラクシーの奴らが操っているとしたら
それじゃあ今回のシェリルノームの来館も
ギャラクシーが
Ranka sings at the mall after seeing Alto's paper airplane, and once again it attracts the attention of everyone and awakens the Vajra corpse. But unlike the TV series where it's like it's dissolved in liquid or something like that, it's jettisoned into space in a pod. Okay, it is from this point is where the similarities start to end. We see Cheryl return the charm and give Alto a kiss. And of course Ranka meets her agent, Elmo. And like before, she starts small but with little success, advertising natto, fermented soybeans, and of course carrots like in the show. But in the movie, she's also advertising a bulldozer company with... Oh, come on. That's kind of mean. But she even advertises Valkyrie toys, which is probably a not so subtle jab at Macross toy sales and even Gundam, and even advertising Dardama dolls. If you don't know what those are, look them up. On a side note, I am immensely envious of those who can buy those Macross and Gundam model kits and build them and collect them and keep them in their houses. But I personally don't have the money or the space for them. I wish I was able to, because then I would know all the names and model numbers of all the Valkyries and Gundams across those various shows. Well, you do what you can. After an intense bit of training, Alto meets Ranka out on the street, and at first she ignores him. She lures him to a family mart though to hear her song play. Family mart? I think those are real things in Japan. Oh look, it is.
ありがとう。アルト君のおかげだよ。アルト君が背中を押してくれたから私の初めての CM ソング。なんだか自分の歌が街中で聞こえるってちょっとくすぐったい感じだね。
They follow this up with a chat on the train, and we even get some more background into Alto's acting in Kabuki, and how he was forced into it and got sick of it.
シェリルは、そう、プロだな。普段は意外と無邪気で、子供っぽいところもあって、ひとたびスポットライトを浴びれば、堂々と観客を魅了して。
だけどアルト君だってそうだったんでしょ？
みんなが喜んでくれたり、綺麗と言ってくれるのが面白かったけど、だんだん親に勝手に決められた道を行くのが嫌になっちまったのさ。本当は怖かったのかもしれない。役になりきれって言われているうちに感じる力が強くなりすぎて、役に取りつかれるっていうか、自分が本当は誰なんだかさえ分からなくなって。
アルト君はアルト君だよ。どんなことがあっても、どんな時だって、アルト君はアルト君だよ。
Ozma then warns Alto about Cheryl, and is implying that she's only getting close to him due to his connection with Ranka. And of course there's more implications of Macross Galaxy being, bad. Ranka here in the movies encounters Aikun in a different way. She meets him in the city streets as opposed to... Crap, where did she meet him in the TV series? Oh yeah, that's right. Alto finds the earring in the hangar. Wait. What? How did that end up there? Seriously, I want to know how it got there. Did the earring attach itself to its suit whenever he was flying around with Cheryl right here? And did it fall out into the hangar when he brought the YF-25 back to SMS? I'm assuming they would have ordered him to bring it back to SMS himself, as everybody else was probably busy with emergency situations and fighting Vajra. Whatever. Alto then gets a call to meet Cheryl at the park. Cheryl waits, but Ranka comes first.
I'm follow me 海だよ。どうして？
だってあなたあの星にいたんでしょ。あの星ガリア4に自分の生まれ育った星のことよ。
私小さい頃の記憶がなくて。
It runs off, and Alto sees Cheryl chase after Ranka, thinking to do her harm, which clearly isn't the case, and accuses her of spying. Hurt feelings abound.
シェリルさんは逃げ出したアイくんを捕まえようとして。
アイくん？
最悪ね。見損なったわ、アルト。
Grace is in the shower having a meeting with Macross Galaxy conspirators, and we also have a shameless bit of fan service. Hey, this is a movie that can get away with more. Heck, if this was an OVA, they could get away with more.
今度こそ我々の探し求めていたコード9-1。
まだその子の歌のフォールド派成分は微弱すぎるね。
活動が急速に活発化している。
フェアリーナインは精神的ダメージを受けたようだが。
私が育てたフェアリーナイン。シェリルノームは喜びだけでなく怒りも悲しみも力に変えて歌える逸材です。明日はきっと彼女の歌がコード9-1の眠れる力を目覚めさせることでしょう。
Alto was then placed under house arrest so he wouldn't interfere with the Macross Galaxy investigation, which leads him to sit around and mope in his room. But when he touches Cheryl's earring, he senses feelings from it, namely, Cheryl's feelings, and even sees a part of her past.
思いを伝える意志、あいつの気持ち。
いや、
一人ぼっちにしないで。
一人ぼっちにしないでって。
Now, in both the movies and the TV series, we don't get a lot of details as to the background of Cheryl, where she came from, blah blah blah. What we do know is that she is the granddaughter of Mal Noma from Macross Zero, who helped organize the 117th Research Fleet to investigate the Vajra, that kind of thing. And according to the manga piece called Cheryl Kiss in the Galaxy by Kuriko Oyama, her father was named Abel Kuro, and of course her mother was named Sally Noma, who apparently rebelled against Macross Galaxy's cybernetic implant mandate and lived on the streets of Galaxy for a while before she was found by Grace. And the rest is history. I don't know if any of the other stuff by the manga where she enters into a vocal academy, she made friends with Lilith Amagi, I don't know how much of that works into the movies or the show, it's never mentioned. It was probably approved by Kawamori and such as probably some good background detail. Now I'm just going to assume that her living as a poor girl in the slums of Galaxy is true to both the TV show and the movies. Even though in this movie she states she was born and raised on Gallia 4. I just assume she said that to try to get close to Ranka. Of course, not to do her harm. I mean, not knowing everything about her background in the movies or the shows, it doesn't bother me that much. It's just something I noticed. He rushes to return it, but she is understandably hesitant.
許してくれとは言わない。俺にはお前がスパイか、そうでないのかもわからない。だけど一つだけ言わせてくれ。どんなことがあっても、一人ぼっちなんかじゃない。このイヤリングが教えてくれたのかもしれない。お前の心の奥底の気持ちを。
SMS guys, namely Ozma and Kathy, confront Grace O'Connor, or her name is actually Colonel Grace Godunova, to arrest her. But Grace lets them know that there was an SOS sent from Macross Galaxy, but the Frontier government ignored it.
ギャラクシーではもっぱらの噂よ。フロンティアがバジュラの本性に一番乗りして、その資源を独占しようと企んでいるって。本当よ。フロンティアはもっとひどいところだって思ってた。あなた方フロンティアは目的のためなら銀河条約違反を犯してまでも同胞を見捨てるって。そんな。すでに護衛艦の3分の1を失い、メインランドがやられるのも時間の問題って。
The Frontier government ignored the SOS because they figured it was just another act of sabotage on the part of Galaxy. Upon hearing all this, Cheryl decides to use her massive fortune to hire SMS to assist Galaxy. It's approved, and the mission code is Galactic Ferry.
ミッションが終わったら返しに来なさい。もちろん無傷で。
As SMS lends assistance, Cheryl's concert commences. And as always, it's pretty cool, but I do wish for other Cheryl visuals for the concert. Some of this had already been used for the TV series. Ranka goes against Ozma's wishes and finds that Alto is not there, but then quickly realizes that since her brother is not there, Alto's on a mission. Of course, SMS is very effective at rendering assistance, and it looks like the refugee ships are safe, but unfortunately some get shot down. As Alto rushes to destroy the main gun, Cheryl sings Diamond Crevasse as dedication to SMS. But as Cheryl and Ranka sing Diamond Crevasse, the Vajra detect the foldways from the song and warp to Frontier. And of course, all hell breaks loose.
やはり来たわね。あの子たちのフォールドソングに導かれて。敵大型戦艦地方実戦場に入ります。敵艦反応健在。逃げるのよ、ランカ。バジュラはあなたを狙ってくるのかもしれない。
バジュラが私をこのままじゃまたみんな死んじゃう。もしもバジュラがこの私を狙ってくるのなら。
なんだ。
アルト、ランカ君は自分がおとりになるつもりよ。
バジュラめどうしてなんかを。
Cheryl, seeing Alto in danger, dons a new outfit, because that's what you do when loved ones are in danger, starts singing a song, and Grace sees it and orders it to be broadcast. And I kind of like this moment here that we see Grace as a different character than she was in the TV series. She doesn't appear outwardly evil. In fact, as we see later on, she isn't.
It's over 9,000!
高度 Q1 の力がフェアリーの眠れる力を呼び覚ましたというの。早く全艦に流して希望あるってみんなに伝えるのよ。
B17 ブロック重力制御システムに被弾。
Vajra gives Alto a hand in rescuing Ranka. Ozma defends Cheryl, and she begins singing Lion, which is my second favorite song in Macross Frontier, with Michael also rendering sniper assistance. Nah, he's fine. No, really, he's fine. After all is said and done, he ejected safely and he's right here. I guess they realized that they couldn't kill him off twice. With both girls on the stage singing, the SMS quarter rush to destroy the shield upon the main Vajra ship to assist the Macross cannon to destroy it.
Let's go there!
The Vajra retreat and Frontier is safe. For now, anyway. It begins to snow inside Frontier, and Alto actually has the earring in this version. Yay!
取っといて。それは私たちを守ってくれたボーナスよ。ありがとう。アルト、ランカちゃん。私は一人ぼっちじゃないって分かったから。
And that concludes the False Songstress. Coming up next is Wings of Goodbye, and you actually don't have to wait too long for that one.